Yes, it is finally here. And although Sony's actions did sour the release a bit, but I'm not going to let ruin the absolute masterpiece that Stellar Blade is. It is, however, a bit concerning that Shift Up is reposting Kotaku, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So let's first get a few things out of the way and get into the review.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Before we get in the video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on. It's a new channel and every bit of help is greatly appreciated. Now that we have the essentials out of the way, let's focus on a serious review of the game. Starting with the story. Stellar Blade is a game in a post-apocalyptic Earth where humanity has been severely reduced owing to two great wars and are fighting for survival against these monsters called Naytibas. You are Eve, a member of the airborne squad of the colony, which is the faction of humanity who fled to space. You basically are the colony's defense force. Through your playthrough, you fight different kinds of Naytibas, and the strongest ones are called Alpha Naytibas, who are basically your main bosses. The story is linear, simple to follow, and Eve is a good character whose most prominent trait is that she wants to help everyone she comes across. I have made a special mention about this because I've heard many big YouTubers call the story boring and Eve a bad character for different reasons, but one being that she isn't deep. Firstly, this is a game, not a movie. Barring a few games like Red Dead Redemption, you don't watch a character grow the way these YouTubers want or are referring to. Was the Dragon Ball a character with a lot of depth? Was Tarnished on a journey of self-discovery? No. Secondly, if anyone has any experience watching K-dramas, they would know that Stellar Blade follows the exact same script template. They have a simple to follow story with likable characters who they take to a logical end. Unless wanting to be excessively deep, you will not find such writing coming out of Korea. I frankly believe this is their way of appeasing the game's journalists and industry shills to ensure that they don't lose their industry access. Next, we shall talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is extremely enjoyable with a very reactive and sensitive game AI. Lies of Blade shadows Stellar twice, has its gameplay based off of Dark Souls' Sekiro skeleton, and its true sense is a Souls-like. And one of the best Souls-like out there, mind you. You have the parry and dodge mechanisms that form the main backbone, with parry being the more favored mechanism because it comes in handy when defeating enemies. You have regenerating enemies with self-replenishing multi-use items and health bars whenever you rest at a checkpoint. The difference from typical Souls-like is that instead of you putting skill points in things like vitality, stamina, strength, dexterity, intelligence, whatever, you have a skill tree that you use to gain new skills to navigate the game's landscape. Also, did I mention that you also have a gun? You can go all American on the game if you want, but it's not recommended that you do. The level design is carefully crafted with it not being too open with empty spaces or too confusing that you lose your way. There are plenty of hidden details that will need your attention, but not complicated enough to be frustrating. The unlocking mechanisms test your memory, reaction time, your math skills, while challenging, never seem unfair. The graphics and art design is truly stellar. In true Sony PS5 manner, the vibrant colors will totally captivate your attention, adding another layer of immersion to your experience. In the era of most AAA games launching broken, unfinished, or ill-optimized, Stellar Blade is none of them. Some people could argue that it is not AAA, but that's a moot point. The game is very well optimized with smooth movements and transitions, with no glitches or stutters. The only problem that I encountered was that in the long ponytail mode, Eve's ponytail would phase in and out of her body. Unlike Spider-Man 2, which was a buggy mid-mess, Stellar Blade is nothing like it, and it's a massively better game than Spider-Man 2. My singular criticism of the game is that hard mode should not be dependent on us completing the game once, and should be available to us since the start of the game. Not everyone has the time to go through multiple playthroughs of the game, and if they want to experience the game in its hardest form, they should be able to since the start of the game. To conclude, Stellar Blade is a masterpiece. While it might not be the pioneer like the original Dark Souls or Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3, it refines the existing mechanisms like Lies of P, Neo, God of War. Just like Lies of P last year, this is in my top 3 picks for Game of the Year. The game's collectibles are something you truly want to collect because the reward is just too enticing. Stellar protagonist, stellar gameplay, stellar support from the dev team, stellar no microtransactions, stellar upcoming updates, Stellar Blade is truly stellar. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10.